Hi there, I'm Sean Osterlink, and welcome back to Overcoming with ACT. I have a new concept for us to talk about today. It's called cognitive fusion. This is a big concept in ACT that those of us who use ACT, that we work with a lot. So I'm going to give an explanation for this today and pull out some of my drawing skills here to elaborate on this. So, okay, within ACT, this thing called cognitive fusion is basically when your mind gets stuck on something. This would be like you're going through your day and all of a sudden a worry pops in. Something comes into your mind and you notice that you have this thought. It might be something like, well, here's an example. If you had to do a presentation, and if you're afraid of doing presentations, if you're afraid of public speaking, that's a pretty widespread fear, right? So you have the thought of, oh no, what's going to happen when I have to do this? I'm worried what's going to happen tomorrow or whenever I have to do this presentation at. And so that worry comes into your mind. And so I'm going to demonstrate this visually here. This one's going to be a happy little cloud. And this cloud represents when we're just moving through our day. We're doing what we got to do. Maybe you're having a good day so far, and the sorts of thoughts going through your mind aren't too troublesome. Nothing's getting stuck in there. Nothing's bothering you too much. You might have many such things like this, where maybe you're noticing the good things. Maybe you really enjoyed whatever you had for lunch, or a good conversation with someone, or you're feeling confident about your day, and so things are kind of moving along, and you might have some thoughts or things that go through your mind that you don't pay much attention to, or maybe they're more of the positive kind of thoughts, and things are going well, and maybe your body's feeling good. There's not really anything showing up in your emotions, and our bodies are sort of like the weather, and that our emotions change. They can go up and down and all over the place. It can be calm, and then there can be an emotional storm that we're experiencing. And so right now, things are calm as these clouds are drifting by, and these clouds they can represent thoughts, they can represent experiences. That could be a thought. This could be how your body feels. This could be an emotion. And because they feel good, we don't have to pay much attention to them. Just kind of going by. This could be good things. It could be innocent, innocuous kind of things. Sometimes I'll ask people, like, what's the color of the tissue box on the side table in my office? And most of the time, nobody knows, because it doesn't represent a threat. It doesn't represent danger or something bad. And so your mind doesn't have to pay much attention to it. It goes into the background, doesn't matter. And so often our experiences throughout the day fall into that category, where we're in automatic mode, and there's a lot of things that we're experiencing that don't really matter, that don't represent danger, and so we don't have to think about it that much. And so that all represents thoughts that are going by. Or maybe you have a thought where you're feeling like, I'm feeling pretty confident about this. Well, that thought doesn't get you hooked. It doesn't get you stuck. Maybe you had something good to eat for lunch. You're like, wow, that was really good. That really impressed me. Well, that's a happy kind of good thought. So that one doesn't get stuck. You don't mind that one being there, and it can come and it can go. But then this guy here with the lightning bolt, I'm going to give him a lightning bolt, and I'm going to give him a hook. A happy little hook here, not so happy. And this guy is, let's see, he looks a little angry. Maybe, can I make him look a little more worried? Maybe I gotta get those eyebrows pointing this way. Okay, this is a worried cloud, and there is some worry showing up here, and maybe there's another cloud with this one that goes, this is going to be a thought. I've got to speak publicly, perform. People are going to judge. How am I going to do? things like that. Worries are showing up. So these would be the worry thoughts. Maybe there's a thought of, I'll screw up. We'll put that there. I'll screw up. We can give it even another thought beneath that. And they'll laugh. They'll judge me. And so now all of a sudden, a worry has shown up. And when that worry shows up, that represents danger. And so your attention goes to that thing that just showed up in your mind. All of a sudden, this is like klaxons are going. Something unpleasant has shown up within your experience. And then your attention is drawn into that. Maybe you were just driving your car somewhere and you were mindlessly just heading to the next thing in your day. And then that worry just shows up. And all of a sudden, you're getting drawn from what's going on. And driving that car, looking out for other cars and things like that, and just paying attention to the road, and you're getting pulled more into your mind, and then you're worrying, you're thinking about what's going to happen when I do this presentation. What are people going to think about me? What if something goes wrong? What if I make a mistake? They'll laugh, they'll judge. And so when that process happens, when you've gotten pulled into your mind in that way, pulled into some experience like that, that's what we call fusion, cognitive fusion. I also call this getting hooked. And then I like to reference the book, The Happiness Trap. I recommend a lot of people to read that. And the author in that, Russ Harris, calls this obey mode. I want to write obey mode up here. Obey mode. And the reason why he calls it obey mode is because the messages that can show up when we're getting hooked, when we're getting fused, all of a sudden I'm going to draw somebody. And here's a stick man. And they're stuck on this hook. They're very surprised. This is unpleasant. They don't like being stuck on this hook. This worry has now carried them away. And so, okay, they're hooked on this thought, this worry, this thing that's showing up. And it's called obey mode because we believe the worry message to be true. We're, in a sense, obeying whatever our mind is telling us. The mind says, I'll screw up tomorrow, and obey mode, this fusion is like, well, that must be true then. I worry that must be true. Or maybe it goes, well, if I'm going to screw up tomorrow, then maybe I can't do this. Maybe this is going to be too tough for me. Maybe this is going to overwhelm me. I just can't do it. I just can't go in front of those people. I just can't dare make a mistake. And so then that's pulling you more into this obey mode thing where because the mind is saying it, because this worrier is saying it, then I must believe that it's true. That a thought in my head must be a fact. And so this within ACT would be called like literalization, to literally believe a thought just because you have it. Whatever your mind throws out there, believing, well, it's thrown it out there, it must be true. I must believe it and obey it and do what it says. And often that means believing negative messages that are disempowering, messages that discourage moving towards things that certainly that could be unpleasant things, but could be things that are meaningful to you. They could be doing hard things that actually build you up, that actually move you to where you want to go, that would actually add value to your life, maybe not in the immediate, but maybe in the long term, that to, in the case of, let's say, a scary presentation in front of others means building that sense of being able to speak publicly or demonstrate your capabilities in front of people and show something positive about yourself in that way. And so, well, this is what cognitive fusion is all about. And there's other aspects of fusion as well. It's not just thoughts, but it's fusion with things like emotions, things physical in the body. You could have a physical pain, a physical ache, a physical injury, a chronic sort of pain or illness. And when your mind tunes into that unpleasantness, tunes into that pain, and you start thinking, I wish it would go away. I don't like that it's here. Why is this happening to me? I wish I could get rid of that. That is going down this process of cognitive fusion. This thing has caught your attention. And this occurs with emotions as well. So that emotion of worry, fear, anxiety shows up in the body. It might bring heart palpitations, a faster heart rate, or shallower breathing, or sweating, or tunnel vision, different things like that, different body sensations. And so the fusion, the hook, is to then get caught up more with that, caught up more with, wow, there's something unpleasant here, and I really don't like it, and I wish it would go away. And this process is going to match up with another process that I'm going to teach about called experiential control or experiential avoidance, which Russ Harris calls struggle mode. And these things really go together. And so in another video, I'm going to explain more of that and show how these two processes really work together and, well, causing us more trouble in our lives than the difficulties than we already face. And now you not only got something to worry about coming up, but then you're also caught up in the psychological pain of the worry itself. So now you've got two problems: a presentation that may or may not go well, and the worries, the emotional and psychological struggle that's all going with that. So now you've got two problems. So that's a paradox or something, but that is cognitive fusion, and we'll talk more about that along the way. So thank you for your time today, and I'll see you in the next video. If you like these kind of videos, please like and subscribe. Feel free to comment. And yes, thank you. Bye.